All right, everybody, welcome to the NBA show here at SBR Picks. I'm BlackJack Fletcher, Black Jizzle, in honor of our friend Jay Money, who's taking a well-deserved day off. Junior Browne is here. We have got the last couple of days of the NBA season, Junior, before we head into the playoffs, man. You getting excited?
Very excited. I won't mention our little bet. I'm excited about that.
Me too.
That should be fun. It just makes it juicier. You know what I mean? Like I was gonna be excited anyways. It's a little juice there. So yeah, no, definitely excited to get it going. I was saying to you before the show, I don't have any picks today for the simple fact that it's time to get serious about the playoffs. Way too many moving parts with all of these different scenarios. If this guy wins and that guy loses and this guy comes to play and this guy doesn't, and get out of here. So we'll give our opinions, or at least me. I can't speak for you, but I don't have any plays on top of the fact that half the games have already started.
Yeah, let's jump into it right away because we do have games tipping off any moment. First game we'll do is the Charlotte Hornets and the New York Knicks. Knicks 5.5-point favorites, total at 213.5. Junior, any interest in laying the points with the Knicks?
This is the only game that could even get my interest today. Again, I have no official plays. The Hornets have a lot to play for. And when I say a lot to play for, mentioned before, obviously, in case anyone that's watching isn't aware, you finish 7-8, you win that first game, you're in. If you finish 9-10, you must win twice to get into the playoffs. So Charlotte is obviously not trying to drop to 9, so they're motivated. The Knicks, they just motivated every day, all day. Doesn't matter the scenario.
That's right.
I heavily lean to the Knicks, but I wouldn't lay this many points though, just because Charlotte has so much to play for.
Yeah, I'm with you with everything you said. In fact, that's why I'm playing the Knicks first half -3.5. As we talked about last week, I think the Knicks the best first half team in the NBA. They're still motivated. The Knicks, their seeding isn't quite decided either. So I do think that there's motivation there on both sides, but I don't like 5.5. So I'm with you, Junior. I'm going first half with the Knicks -3.5. Next one, let's talk about another game with motivation as a factor here. The Pacers hosting the Lakers. Lakers 8-point favorites at this point. Obviously, the Lakers are still trying to avoid that 7 seed and see if they can't hit the 6 seed here. Are you interested in laying the 8 with the Lakers?
So apparently LeBron and Schroeder are back, right? I'm literally trying to turn on NBA TV in the background, but without the volume coming on so that this video doesn't get taken down. To see if LeBron's in the game, I can't really get it up right now, but unless you know who's playing, I hope you did not invest in this game. This is an obvious live bet scenario for me anyway, because just because LeBron and Schroeder are back doesn't mean all will be well. Will be a factor.
LeBron, Anthony Davis, and Dennis Schroeder will all be playing today.
There you go. So if you can still get in on that, if you got some books with the line still kind of hanging around, I would murder that because, again, you want to talk about motivation. How about just starting to play good basketball? That's the Lakers' motivation. They can't just assume they're going to be able to flip the switch and just start winning games. So they're going to have to, regain some of that continuity that led them to win the championship last year. I think that an early, maybe like first quarter, first half bet, but I actually personally would not bet this pregame. I would bet it in game.
I took the Lakers -8 because, number one, they do need to get back into some rhythm, so I think you need to play these guys some minutes. Number two, they have the motivation to try to avoid the play-in game. And number three, Junior, what do we know about the Indiana Pacers?
They don't cover spreads at home, sir.
Don't cover spreads at home. So, no.
By the way, not to cut you off, the last time you were on the show, I laid points with the Pacers at home. I took them +8. How much did the Pacers win by or lose by? They lost by 9.
That's
cover spreads.
That's it. They just don't do it. So I'm with you, Junior. I'm going to take the Lakers in this spot. But I'm going to lay the 8 and just roll with it with everyone back. All right, let's keep it going here. We've got at 1 o'clock the Chicago Bulls, and the Brooklyn Nets, Junior Browne's Brooklyn Nets. The Brooklyn Nets laying 11 points in this contest against Chicago, Junior. Laying 11 with you guys?
Absolutely not. The Nets finished their season against Cleveland, so this game is kind of who the F cares what happens here. If we can go out and take care of business, great. If not, we're going to actually go out, get a little scrimmage against the Cavs to get us ready for the playoffs, Smack City, and clinch second regardless. I think the line in the Milwaukee game kind of already tells you where Milwaukee's head's at. Milwaukee's like, we ain't catching these guys. There's just no point. So, I'm staying so far away from this game, I won't even be watching the highlights. No.
I'm with you. To me, this game is just untouchable. Run away from it. One game that I am going to bet on at 2 o'clock, I'm going to do we've got the Boston Celtics and the Minnesota Timberwolves. T-Wolves -5 here. Junior, I'm going to lay the 5 with the Wolves. The Wolves, towards the end of this season, the Minnesota Timberwolves have played their best basketball. Now, granted, that's not saying a ton, right? But the Celtics are ice cold at the moment, and I don't think they care to fix this until their first playoff game. So I'm going to lay this with the Timberwolves here.
Okay. Listen, honestly, between the two teams, the Celtics are not the bet-on team, right?
Yeah.
And the Celtics have kind of shown us their hand where, okay, we're locked into this 7 spot. Let's just get our guys some rest because injury has been a theme for them all season long. And, win that one game and get into the playoffs and hopefully kind of pull a Miami Heat where your season was pretty good, but you make your real run in the playoffs. And trust me when I tell you, I do not believe for 1 second that that's going to happen. But that's probably what they're thinking anyways.
No. Agreed. But so I'm going to lay the 5 with the Wolves here. Let's go. We got 2 left here. Phoenix and the Spurs. Phoenix -10.5. The Spurs locked into that play-in tournament. Most likely going to just be resting guys here, you would have to imagine. Are you interested in laying double digits with the Suns against a resting Spurs team?
No, I'm not going to just go ahead and say pass, which is my natural instinct, because you cannot get me to bet on this game in any way, shape, or form. However, the first quarter, first half look could be kind of interesting. My problem is I don't bet first quarters over 3. I just think no matter how bad one team is, you're asking a lot for a team to beat another team by over 1 possession in the first quarter. Obviously, it does happen, but if you just look at the league as a whole, it happens a lot less than you would think. So maybe a first half Phoenix, what are they, -6, I think. Maybe that's where the look is. Phoenix is a top 3 or top 2 first half team, and no matter what sample size you look at the full season, last 30 days, last 2 months, whatever it is, they're always top 3 in the first half. That part of their game is super consistent. So I kind of do have a lean to the Suns, but not official though.
Okay. I like that. All right, let's again, for me, I'm not playing this just because there's nothing. I get it. Phoenix, could come in here and blast them, but I'm not willing to put money on that proposition right now. Last game of the night, 8 o'clock game tonight. The Miami Heat and the Milwaukee Bucks go at it in Milwaukee. The Heat, a 3-point road favorite in this game because, as you alluded to, Junior, Milwaukee will not be at full capacity tonight.
Yeah, so I don't have any money on any games, but since I actually wrote this for SBR, I'll make it an official play on the show. I took the points of Miami just for the reason that you just said. Milwaukee has no motivation, whereas Miami has all kinds of motivation, and that motivation comes in the form of the New York Knicks, who trail the Heat by virtue of their head-to-head, but they have the exact same record. And the Knicks are not going to take their foot off the gas. So unless the Heat want to, slip into that 6 seed, they better keep their foot on the gas because the difference between 5 and 6 is playing the Hawks in the first round and playing the Milwaukee Bucks in the first round.
Correct. And the Heat could slide backwards. They also could move forward and host that first round series.
Right. The problem for them, though, is that the Hawks, I think, played the Cavs in their last game. So,
yeah. So that's going to be interesting for sure. All right, I'm with you here. It's Miami or nothing for me. But this Miami team has just been so up and down that I probably will pass on this either way. So my official plays today, Junior, I took the Knicks -3.5 first half, the Lakers -8 full game, and the Timberwolves -5 full game. You are on Miami, correct?
Yeah, Miami minus the 4. My only play of the day.
Junior, before we get out of here, let me just ask you, because we've got all these games today and tomorrow with the, that could affect seeding in the play-in tournament. This Lakers team is one that's in more jeopardy than most, I think, because LeBron is just coming back. Schroeder is just coming back. AD's been in and out of the lineup. And they could very likely run into a Warriors team that, I mean, Steph Curry is shooting the lights out for the last few months. I mean, what do you think about that matchup in a play-in game? Lakers-Warriors.
I think that people, and I'm going to include myself in people, just feel like the Lakers are going to walk, right through the Warriors and get in. I can only speak for myself. The reason that I feel that way is the simple fact that Steph Curry. Sorry, other than Steph Curry, the Warriors don't have much. Draymond Green is elite at doing a lot of things. Putting a ball in the basket, that's not one of the things he does well. And if Steph Curry is off, I think they're going to get blown out. That's barely a hot take, but that's just the way that it goes. Obviously, Steph is a game changer. He can go nuclear and score 50 points. We all get that. So can Anthony Davis, though. So could LeBron James. Maybe not LeBron anymore because he just doesn't play that way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like the LeBron Anthony Davis duo is at worst going to cancel out Steph. And then what? It's the rest of the Lakers versus the rest of the Warriors. At least the Lakers, even though they're not the most talented bunch outside of their top two, at least they have championship experience.
Yeah.
Most of the guys on the Warriors, where have they been playing? Wiggins played his whole career in Minnesota. Kelly Oubre played in Phoenix, who were not good until this season, and in Washington. There are other guys. I'm talking about some that's not even playing, but I'm just if I start going down their roster, what I'm trying to get at is that it's a bunch of inexperienced guys. So
yeah.
The other thing is this: the Lakers, because they don't really have any pressure. Because again, if you finish in the 7-8 seed, you can lose the first game and still get into the playoffs. You just have to win the next game, right? So I think a loosey-goosey Lakers team that's has LeBron coming back with that little bit of edge. I think it could get really, really ugly, to be honest with you. That's kind of my view. I actually want to know from you, what do you think the spread is going to be?
I think it'll be Lakers -7.
I'd have to take the points of the Warriors there, even though I think the Lakers, because Lakers win, I just think they smash. 7's a lot, though. It's a lot.
I'd probably put it around 6 or 7, just because I think you're right. Like, as great as Steph has played this year, and it's been unbelievable, right? I mean, he's been great. It's a one-man show offensively. I mean, it's just a one-man show. And the Lakers are going to do whatever they can to make his life difficult and make him work. There's just too many of them and one of him.
Yeah, listen, and not to get into this back and forth that I've been going with the people in the chat about, because a couple of people think people are not scared of the Lakers. The Lakers are in trouble. There's no doubt about that. You can't just walk back, no matter who you are. And I think, BlackJack, me and you're old enough. I don't know how old you are, but I'm guessing you're old enough to remember when even Michael Jordan. When Michael Jordan came back, he was rusty as shit, right? He still averaged like 20-something points a game, but for him, that's rusty. LeBron James is going to be in playoff form probably in like 2 weeks. But I think the first like 10 days, I don't know, man. It's they got to be careful. They got to be careful because they could really go home in the first round, which is kind of crazy. I think they get out of this first round and they probably go to the finals.
Wow. That's crazy. And it sucks for Phoenix. They've waited a decade to get back to the playoffs, and now they may have to run into the Lakers in the first round.
I would love for them to send these damn Lakers home packing, though.
All right, guys, that's going to be the show today. We got a lot of afternoon games. A bunch of them already started. There's no point in doing this thing too long. I will say we've got the Preakness Stakes today. A couple of people have asked for a pick. In the Preakness this afternoon, I love the other Baffert horse in this race, Concert Tour. I think he would have won the Kentucky Derby had he been in it. I think he's been Baffert's best horse all year. And the fact that you're getting 7-2 on this horse right now is stealing money. Concert Tour.
Guys, getting free picks from the man himself, the man who owns a horse. So please take notes.
Right. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Make sure you like, you subscribe so you don't miss any of it. And we'll be back Monday. Everyone, have a great weekend. Let's cash some tickets.